El Kusi. Other favorites of mine are the jam-down jerked chicken thighs by Chef Arti Sampath and penne with spicy pink sauce by Chef John DeLucci. Real chefs, real flavors, that's what I love about CookUnity. Upgrade your dining game at cookunity.com/Babish50 or click the link below. Using my code Babish50 supports this channel and also gets you an exclusive 50% off your first order. Fried chicken. I've made a lot of fried chicken on this channel. Practically every food YouTuber has. So I have a whole bunch of different techniques that I've tried out, some secrets that I've learned along the way, but there's still a lot I want to figure out. So this episode, I'm going to be doing a little bit of science and gathering empirical data for perhaps the first time in my life. I'm going to test out several of the most essential aspects of fried chicken. The brining, the dredging, wet dredge versus dry dredge, different starches, different flours, different breading components, and a whole bunch of other little tips and tricks thrown in there. And what should result at the end of today is the be-all and end-all, absolute, perfect fried chicken technique. That sounds a little lofty, but it's going to be really good. We're going to make a really good one. So let's get testing. Brining is basically the process of introducing meats to acids or salts or both in a liquid or dry format. But then there's the question, do you do it wet or you do it dry?
Come on. Everybody likes it wet, right?
I guess that depends on what we're talking about. Do we like funerals wet? Do we like butts wet?
I thought we were talking about fried chicken.
Yeah, but you were trying to make a sex thing. In the case of brining, I think dry brining is going to work better because with wet brine, you're introducing all this moisture to the chicken and moisture evaporating, creating.
When I made this recipe, I thought, I want people to make the best fried chicken they have ever had in their life. This is a traditional buttermilk fried chicken, or is it? I slightly modified this a little bit. We've got a slightly different flour being used, but also it's just the overall technique of how you make this fried chicken that makes it great. Not only is it juicy, not only is it tender, not only is it flavorful and well spiced, but the most important thing is the unbelievable earth-shattering crunch of a good crust. And that is what we're making today. Simply, beautifully. We're not talking about sides. We're just talking about chicken. So let's make this, shall we? So we're going to start by breaking down our own whole chicken into individual pieces. Then we'll make our secret blend of herbs and spices, both in marinade and breading. Show a couple tricks for extra crispiness and fry to perfection. You can obviously go and get a whole chicken cut up into 6, 8 pieces, etc. But my preference is to butcher it myself. You don't have to do it, but I'm taking the opportunity to show you how. Got a whole chicken right here. Bada bing, bada boom. It's a little cheaper if you do it this way also. So you can save money by buying a whole chicken and cutting it up yourself. There are a few different ways people like to do this. My preference is I always start with the leg. This is just like a gap of skin. There's nothing here on both sides. So take a sharp knife and you're gonna cut through that skin to kind of reveal that gap. You're gonna do the same on the other side. Again, just reveal that gap. You don't need to do much more here. All right, so that's revealed. Done and done. You're gonna turn the chicken over, and this is my favorite part, okay? You're gonna take the leg and you're gonna bend it back until you hear a little pop. Again, on the other side, boom. What that just effectively did was it separated this right here. This is the thigh bone from the back of the chicken, okay? That's super important because now you can basically just run your knife underneath that and remove.
Seconds to insertion. Your drone has found a bomb. Insertion in 5 seconds. locate a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds before insertion. 5 seconds before insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser has been recovered.
Reloading! Cover me!
Drone deployed.
Cover me! Reloading! I'm reloading!
Drop the diffuser.
Big brother incoming.
The diffuser has been secured.
Drone going live.
Flash out.
Friendly, last operator standing. The diffuser is now secured. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. We need to locate a bomb. The drone has found a bomb. insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Up and running.
Reloading!
Op 4 last stop standing. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful. Protect the bombs. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Device primed. Keep an eye on door.
Surya, in place!
Down to 10 seconds.
Stay clear. Device
5 seconds and counting. Op 4 has located a bomb.
Wall secure! My Artilla is on. Echo is active.
What's wrong, demigod? Just throw back your legs. Summon up your demons. Hit me. Fight me. Give me a hug. Really?
Op 4, last operator standing. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Thank you for the follow, Great Mike 99. I appreciate you. Yeah. Sorry, it's
Secure the bombs.
like. Huh? Birthday. What's our brother? Yeah, awesome. Oh, Jay.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised. Seconds left.
Throwing alarm.
5 seconds. Op 4 has located a bomb.
Do not ask me to change my clothes again when we're undercover. Nobody wears that kind of face paint to a cocktail party.
Initiate jammer.
Loading mag!
Swapping.
Hey, the woo woo woo. Oh, those are for you, Jim. You can have all three of those.
Remove the entire leg quarter. So we're gonna do that. See this fat line? I'm gonna cut under skin right here. You can remove this excess bit here so I can show you. This is where it disconnected and this is the bone itself. Honestly, you can just run your knife under this, but you will leave the oyster behind, which is prized for a lot of people. That's right here. You can see the little lump. So if you want, just run your knife under. It's fine, no big deal. You could boil the spine for stock. Or if you wanna get the oyster, you're gonna cut around this lump. So instead of going straight back, you're gonna go around the tip of your knife, go over that. See, now I've revealed the oyster here. Just kind of scrape underneath. You can even use your finger to kind of scoop it out of there. So now the oyster is out. We can remove this leg. So tilt the leg back, find where the meat connects, and just gently follow along, follow through, and you've separated your leg quarter. Now repeat that on the other side. Now we're left with this guy right here. Now really all we need to worry about is the breast and the wings. To remove the wing, you're gonna kind of do the same thing. You're gonna start right here on this line. You're gonna cut straight down until you meet with bone. And you're gonna kind of cut around the wing. So the shoulder blade's gonna pop out like this, and you can see where the shoulder connects with the rest that you can just cut straight through that. Now you removed the wing piece. You're gonna do the same on the other side. Pop it out, reveal it, just cut around. See, boom, wing. Now for the breast. This part can get a little wobbly and weird if you want. If you have a heavier knife, like a cleaver or a really big chef's knife, you can kind of cut that part out and just remove that. Now from here, you're gonna set your breast down. Feel the center of the breast. You're gonna feel like almost like there's a wedge bone in between that. I want you to take your smaller knife, cut along the top of that chicken, all the way down in one nice stroke, and reveal that bone. Cut along one side of it, keep your knife impinged against the bone. And then honestly, if you wanna keep the bone attached to this, at this point you can literally just take a heavy knife, place it right there, right where you've made your initial incision, and just, and you have 2 chicken breasts with the bone attached. This other piece here you can just cut off with your cleaver or heavy knife. Then you essentially have 2 bone-in chicken breasts, 2 leg quarters, 2 wings. If you want to go even further to separate the leg from the thigh, you'll notice a fat line that runs right here on the underside. If you follow that fat line, that'll essentially perfectly separate the thigh from the drumstick. So follow along, cut along that, just kind of reveal that bone. You can do the same thing here, just kind of snap it, reveal the knuckle, cut in between. You got a beautiful drumstick, and you got a beautiful thigh. Same thing on this guy, cut in between, snap it, find the knuckle, cut in between that, thigh, drumstick, drumstick. You can do the same thing with the wings, but I'm actually gonna leave the wings whole just because I like them like that. For the backbone of the chicken, the spine essentially, right? Here's the bottom piece with the tail, and then here's the upper spine here. These pieces you should save, freeze them. Every time you do this, just keep saving them and freezing them until you got like 3 or 4 of these, you roast them, you make a beautiful stock. Now, we can marinate. There are many ways to flavor the chicken before you bread it. You could brine it, you could cure it. In this case, we're going with a classic buttermilk. We're in Texas, this is the South, brother, all right? 2 cups of the finest buttermilk you can get. Frankly, you could also do milk if you wanted to. 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. The buttermilk does not have salt in it. In fact, buttermilk is tart, so you need a little extra salt to counteract the acidity. 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of MSG. Pause. If you're not familiar with this channel, or me, MSG is, in my opinion, a non-negotiable. It's not expensive. You can go and get it at an Asian market. You can get it on Amazon. I'm telling you, it is one of the biggest unlocks for insane fried chicken with minimal effort. There's just no valuable science that's suggesting that it's not good for you, so I'm gonna put it in there. 1
We need to locate a bomb. Seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. A bomb must be located and defused. Bomb has been located.
I'll kill myself.
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb. You have dropped the diffuser. The diffuser is now secured.
Claymore mine set.
Reloading!
Argus ready. Cam in position.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser has been secured.
I'm reloading!
Swapping mag!
Perfect shot. Argus deployed. Drone up.
You must recover the diffuser. 15 seconds remaining. You have located a bomb. 10 seconds remaining. All friendlies have been eliminated.
Tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne powder for a little kick. You don't like it spicy? Leave it out or put less. Now just whisk that together until thoroughly combined and homogeneous. What you really don't want is a lump of spices just sitting in the corner of your marinade and then the rest of the marinade just being unseasoned buttermilk. That will ruin it.
10 seconds. 5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
According to Mossy, we are the breaching buddies.
What? No, we're not. Don't do that.
Time to make a move.
Down to one friendly. We have been eliminated. Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Razor wire in position.
Initiate jump.
All set. Foundation.
Jammer ready. Jammer ready to activate.
Seconds remaining.
Initiate jump.
Razor bloom go now.
5 seconds.
Basic title.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
your day. Now we're gonna add our chicken pieces back in. Now you're gonna carefully just kind of mix all that together just to make sure that the marinade is coating every single possible surface area on that chicken. Press it down in the marinade, make sure it's submerged. You can actually bread and fry this right away if you want, but ideally you'll marinate this in the fridge for at least an hour, ideally in the best case scenario overnight or even 2 nights. It's gonna soak up that flavor, it's gonna tenderize the chicken, it's gonna do all sorts of beautiful things. But wait! You can do a whole chicken cut up, or you can do all chicken thighs, or you can do all drumsticks, or you can do all breast, although that would be kind of lame, right? If it were up to me, most of the time when I make fried chicken, I just do drumsticks and thighs, but I wanted to do a whole chicken because it felt the most economical. And I should mention that when you're marinating this though, in general, regardless of the amount of time, cover it and do it in the fridge. Let's go marinate that thing. I wanted to make a dredge that was so ridiculously crunchy, it made your teeth explode with joy. So you can start with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, which typically in most recipes, you would just see that, but I'm adding also a 1/2 cup of potato starch. Not a necessity, you could do all-purpose flour, just be aware that you'll have to add another 1/2 cup of all-purpose. But what the potato starch does is it just adds that extra snap, crackle, pop to the crust. It aerates it a little bit more. It adds a little bit of wispiness, a little bit of tenderness, so it's truly crispy. But secondarily, if you don't have potato, but you do have cornstarch, you can sub that 1-to-1 also. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of MSG. Yes, we're doubling up on the MSG. 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Please don't go above that. Onion powder is super strong and overwhelming. I always like to add just a little bit. 2 teaspoons of black pepper, fresh ground ideally, and 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. Now you notice I keep the spices light, a teaspoon at a time, not a tablespoon, because this is what's gonna be the most impacted by the fryer. So when you're frying, you don't wanna put so many spices that they immediately burn to nothingness once they hit that hot oil. This is just gonna give us that flavor without burning. Oh, it just even smells good. And now my nostrils are probably caked with flour, but I'm happy about it. Now, let's bread and fry. We got a lot of tricks for you here. So we're gonna take our chicken out of the marinade and just kind of let it drain over a wire rack. Now, in this remainder of marinade, you're gonna take a 1/3 cup measuring cup and you're gonna add a 1/3 cup of your dredge to your marinade. Whisk that in until homogeneous and smooth. Come back to your marinade, and then we're gonna take our hand and just flick a little bit of that thickened dredge into your flour mix. Got little dots going on, and then you're gonna whisk that in. You do that a couple times. So now you got little tiny flecks of hydrated flour, you have your thickened batter, and now we actually can dredge. So remember, dry hand, wet hand, pick a hand. One hand will be for wet, one hand will be for dry. I like to keep my dominant hand dry. Take a piece of chicken, that's gonna go in to your thickened marinade. Shake off the excess, pop that into your flour, and then just toss, really gently press to get that flour to adhere. Toss, press, toss. You're gonna coat every single crevice. Get it under the skin a little bit. Don't just leave that part wet. This is gonna do 2 things. It's gonna make sure that it adheres to the chicken, but it's also gonna spread out those thin balls of hydrated flour, which will then build up into those beautiful flakes. Once that's fully coated, shake off the excess, pop on a sheet tray, and then repeat with all of your chicken pieces. All right, woo!
Hungry Root makes sticking to my anti-inflammatory diet so easy. I just started an anti-inflammatory diet.
Woo, chicken time! So you got all your breaded chicken. Now we gotta fry it, dude. Okay, so we have a nice deep Dutch oven full of vegetable oil, any high heat oil, avocado oil, lard, beef fat, duck fat, just anything that can go around that 350-degree marker. We're using canola, it's cheap. Be cautious on how much you fill this. You wanna go around halfway up the pot. This is about a 7-quart pot. You may need multiple of these. Beware of that. Now, we're gonna do this in batches. We're gonna lower in some of our pieces. So I'm gonna drop in maybe a thigh and a drumstick and a wing. The Holy Trinity, if you will. Amen. While this is frying, please pay attention. So, you want the oil to be around 325 to 350 Fahrenheit. I say this range because it depends on how big and how thick the pieces are. The bigger the pieces are, like these huge breasts in comparison to these tiny wings, the longer they're gonna have to cook. So if they're really big, start it at 325 so that they cook through before they burn. Monitor this, and then you're gonna let these fry, going sort of adjusting the temperature as necessary, make sure that they don't get too brown until they reach an internal temperature of 165 Fahrenheit, which will take about 10 to 15 minutes for the smaller pieces and 15 to 20 minutes for the really big pieces. So you might want to use multiple pots for this. Once your chicken is done and a thermometer is placed in the thickest part of the meat, reading around 165 degrees Fahrenheit, should also be golden brown and crispy. Remove your chicken and drain over a wire rack, set over a baking sheet, or you can do plates with paper towels. And allow that to cool for about 2 to 3 minutes, and serve and enjoy immediately. If you don't know what to do with your leftover fry oil, then check out my Korean fried chicken video on this channel where I show how to dispose of it properly. Look, we're gonna keep this simple. You can place this on a plate, you can do it on a tray. In my case, I have have a parchment paper lined large plate, chicken stacked on. Optionally, you could add some herbs for color, but honestly, you could just serve this straight up. Wow. This looks like it could be the crispiest, greatest buttermilk fried chicken of all time. Cheers. That is a banger. Wow. The crispiness, the crunch, the fat on the skin is rendered so the skin isn't chewy, it's tender, it melts in your mouth.
Secure the bombs.
Laser gate in position.
Jammer ready.
From the razor blue.
Barbed
Take
wire.
to the razor blue.
Insertion.
3 deployed.
5 seconds to insertion. Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly. Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Everyone? Ari, let's get cracking.
Always a pleasure.
Been exposed. One op 4 remaining.
My toxic babes are in position. My beauties are in place.
Down to 15 seconds. 10 seconds left. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful. Protect the bombs. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Laser gate in place. Laser gate in position. 3 again.
Place device.
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Wall reinforced!
Set device.
One friendly remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized. Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Seconds left.
More reinforcement complete!
5 seconds and counting. Bomb location secure.
Activate jammer.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to go. Time limit expired.
Mouth. The chicken's cooked perfectly, it's juicy, but it's also not too tough. You know, sometimes people fry chicken too quickly and the chicken kind of ends up a little too stringy and chewy. The chicken's nice and tender, but the seasoning is bar none, absolutely perfect. The balance of the spices all kind of working together to bring up the richness of the chicken without taking away from it. I'm not biting into this and just tasting a myriad of spices alone. I'm tasting rich, deep, chickeny flavor with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion, some spiciness, little pops of heat on the tip of my tongue. But this isn't just a perfect fried chicken. It goes with so many other recipes that are...
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open.
10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Proceed to bomb the location and defuse it. a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds. 5 seconds to go. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Drone activated.
Down to one friendly. We have been eliminated. We need to locate a bomb. Ten seconds to insertion. 5 seconds before insertion. A bomb must be located and defused. You have dropped the diffuser. The diffuser is now secured.
Reloading!
Bomb has been located.
Oh, there's something.
Last stop standing. Op 4 neutralized. Mission success. Secure the bombs.
Shield deployed.
Loading new mag!
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised. 10 seconds to insertion. Down to 5 seconds. Op 4 is located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Movement deployed. Target secured.
Device activated. Device set.
Reloading.
Lay the nest!
I won't make this easy for them.
Lay the nest.
It's not.
Seconds. Op 4, last stop standing. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left. Critical bomb diffuser activated. Diffuser located. Disable it. Bomb diffuser has been disabled. Drone to locate a bomb. Be advised, your drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I?
Bomb's location and defuse it.
Use your AT.
Protect the bombs. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to insertion.
Doorway trap. Stay clear of blast zone.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Stay clear of blast zone. And read your papers, Fenrir. They are inspired, but you know you cannot rush these experiments of yours. One day the world will see my work as more than just a weapon. Throwing mine. Device placed.
What's wrong, Demigod? Just grow back your legs. Summon up your demons. Hit me.
What's in your
Fight
walk?
me.
This is how you make fried chicken right at home.
Really?
Let's play some B-roll.
This might be the only delivery service that actually feels chef made, because it is. This is Cook Unity, and if you're someone that
Healthy season or not, I don't care. This poke bowl is the best. A poke bowl to me needs to be both simple but also complex enough in texture, flavor, appearance that you want to eat it no matter what time of the year, whether it's the new year or if you just want something that tastes good and makes you feel good. I'm not gonna say that this is that low calorie, it's probably not, but it's incredibly delicious, it's nutritious, but more specifically, it is the poke bowl of my dreams. That being said, let's make this, shall we? We're gonna start by marinating fresh, beautiful fish. Then I'll show you the proper way to cook rice. We'll then make some quick prep vegetables and toppings, and finally we'll whip up some easy sauces and assemble the most delicious poke bowl. Hey, did you know that in order to make a poke bowl with raw fish in it, you need to start with raw fish? You're gonna need about 8 ounces each of sushi grade salmon and sushi grade tuna, specifically a kami, the lean tuna. You could use chutoro or otoro if you wanted to be real fancy, but when you are sourcing this, if you are going to be eating this raw, you must source this correctly. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying find a place that is selling it that is sushi grade. Some people say that doesn't matter. Some people do. For your own safety, just do it, please. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have 8 ounces of a beautiful salmon. When you're cutting fish,
locate a bomb. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. A bomb must be located and defused. You have located a bomb. Mission successful.
Fish like this, you don't really want to saw at it. You want a very sharp knife, and you're just going to do one nice clean stroke, ideally from heel to tip, applying very little pressure. Let the weight of the knife run through the fish. And then once you've done that, you sort of have these beautiful 1/2 inch thick batons. You'll line them up and then simply cut at 1/2 inch intervals, and you've got roughly evenly shaped little cubes of salmon. As you're doing this, I would recommend chilling the fish if it takes you a long time so that the fish stays ice cold. You can also set this bowl over a bowl of ice water, which will also help with that.
Once you've finished slicing the rest of your salmon, repeat the process with your tuna until you have all your cubes.
And you're gonna place that all into a bowl. Now, we're gonna marinate this fish. You're gonna add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of mirin, a 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, and 2 tablespoons of white shoyu. You can also use a light soy sauce. I use white shoyu just because I like the flavor, but also it keeps it from darkening too much as it marinates. Lastly, I have 2 garlic cloves, which I'm just gonna crush, left whole. That's it. Subtle flavor. I don't want chunks of garlic all over.
Your drone has located a bomb. 10 seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. You have dropped the diffuser. The diffuser has been secured.
Cam deployed. Kawan ready.
Floppy mag. Stay clear of the blast!
Kawan deployed. Target acquired. The hive is active. Hostile detected.
Seconds left. The diffuser has been recovered. You must recover the diffuser. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
I just want like a light perfuming. So you're gonna fold that together very gently, a couple times just to coat, and you're just gonna let that marinate and sit while you prepare the rest of your ingredients. Keep this covered in the fridge. Rice is nice. It's also extremely important that you do this properly. So 2 cups of a short grain rice into your rice cooker. This is Tamaki Gold. I hate long grain rice or anything like that in a poke bowl. I think it's disgusting. I want a very chewy, dense, and beautiful short grain. First, we're gonna wash this. So to wash it, you're literally gonna stream in some water from your sink, stir constantly with your hand, agitate that rice, and you'll notice the water gets super cloudy, and you're gonna slowly tilt out and drain off that water, being careful not to pour your rice out, and you're gonna repeat that. And you'll do this about 3 times until the water runs mostly clear. I like to level my rice out so it's all one even level so it cooks evenly. And then from there, you're gonna add equal parts water. So it's 2 cups of Tamaki Gold and 2 cups of water. You can see it's, for the most part, pretty clear. Finger test, if you touch the rice with the tip of your finger, the water line should go just up to the top of your nail. You put this in your rice cooker, press the on button.
The GT XL settles it. Bigger is better. We took GT S Series Rally Edition and we upgraded it. We got a 6.
No clue why it does that song. You can do this in a pot, obviously, but any other cooking method outside of a rice cooker, unequatable. Now, for our carrot topping. A lot of poke places, they just throw in shredded carrots and call it a day. We're better than that. We're gonna lightly, quickly pickle them, but no boiling required. 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Whisk till that's dissolved. And then we have 2 beautifully peeled carrots right here. We're gonna cut them into like 3 to 4 inch segments. And then obviously you can use your knife and cut this super thin like that, which is perfectly fine. Or if you wanna speed that up, you can use a mandolin. Point is, I want you to cut them into very fine sheets like this. Then from there, You can stack those sheets up, and then you're gonna very thinly cut them the same width the other direction, so you end up with a nice, beautiful little thin julienne. Look at that. Then repeat with the rest of your carrots. Once those are all julienned, put it in your quick pickle liquid, and then you're just gonna give those a light toss in the pickling liquid. They're not really gonna fully pickle, you're almost mostly just dressing them. They will pickle a little, because we're gonna leave them here, either in the fridge or at room temp, it really doesn't matter, while we complete the rest of our bowl. Fried
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Down to 5 seconds. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage. Bomb defusing devices disabled. Mission successful. locate the bombs.
Jammer ready to activate.
Look at my evil eye.
Down to 5 seconds. Bomb locations are secure.
Jammer ready to activate. Reload. Swapping mags!
Be advised, Op 4 has located a bomb. Op 4, last stop standing.
Shell out.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Fried shallots. I really think you guys should make these. I was gonna say they were gonna be optional to make them easier, but I think this is a good learning moment for you because everything else in this is not really cooked. It's just kind of thrown together. If you have the extra time, I really recommend you do this. It's a good technique to have, but when you have a good fried shallot, it does something to you. Mandolin, you can do this with a knife. I've said it a million times. It's just, they're more consistent, and this thing gets them 100% consistent, essentially, or at least 98% consistent, which deeply affects how they get fried. You're gonna wanna slice them, and we want these just under a 1/4 inch thick. Once you got your thickness right, you're gonna slice them up. I have 4 medium-sized shallots here. Try to find shallots that aren't too wonky shaped either, like a nice round one like this. I like that. All right, 3 to 4 medium shallots, looking lovely. Now, we move to the oil. We have a saucier pot. You want something wide enough to fit all this in there so you can see the ratio of onion to pot. The oil is cold. It's filled up no more than halfway. Very, very important. We don't want this overflowing. So you're gonna add your shallots to your cold oil. The heat is completely off. This is vegetable oil. You can use canola. You can use vegetable. You can use avocado if you wanna spend a bunch of money. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Just make sure it's neutral tasting and can handle high heat. Set that to medium heat. This is both the hardest and the easiest part. All you gotta do is using chopsticks, you're gonna kind of break those up. And once they're broken up, you're just gonna kind of let them chill in there. Once they start bubbling, you're gonna take your chopsticks, separate them kind of like so, and you're going to constantly stir in a circular pattern around your entire pot just to keep agitating those onions. The whole point is to evenly cook them out. You want them all to cook at the same rate. If one side cooks faster than the other, you're gonna end up with one part that's fried perfectly and one part that's like halfway raw and not fried at all. Super important. So you're literally just gonna stand here stirring constantly for the next like 5 to 8 minutes. These are now done. They've stopped bubbling. They're lightly golden. You pull them now. You might be thinking, oh, I want them darker. I want them to be really golden brown. Don't do that. If they've stopped bubbling, then that means that they are, in fact, fully fried. They might feel soft. You can see that they're soft, but they're gonna crisp up as they cool down. If you let them go any longer than that, this color here, they're gonna turn about 5 shades darker. You do not wanna burn these. They become very bitter and not so delicious. You're gonna spread them out onto a paper towel, drain them of the oil, and then while they're still hot, gonna immediately season them generously, kosher salt, season high. so it spreads. To prevent them from going soggy at this stage, I'll actually transfer them to a new set of paper towels because this one's really oil laden. This is also an opportunity to toss them with the seasoning. I'll like toss them like that, and then I'll transfer them over to a new paper towel, and then I'll bring that paper towel right back. And you have a beautiful, I mean, look at these, they're perfect. Fried shallots. Now they're still gonna be a little chewy. Let them cool completely. That can take 5-10 minutes before they become crispy. Put them in a dry, cool area, not a humid area, not a wet area, and definitely not the fucking refrigerator. And they will crisp. Next, you're gonna lightly sear some edamame. So I have a 12-inch stainless steel skillet, 2 tablespoons of a neutral high heat oil. Gonna heat that over medium-high heat until very hot and nearly smoking. Once that pan is hot, you're gonna add 2 cups of frozen edamame. This is probably gonna sputter quite aggressively, so be careful. Toss that, and then you're gonna sear them for 2 to 3 minutes undisturbed. Little bit of salt to taste. Do not touch them. After they've been undisturbed, now you can toss them. You're gonna get a spoon to loosen. Oh yeah, look at that. So you got a little char on one side. That's exactly what we want. Give those a nice toss. Now at this point, they should be hot throughout. If they're not, you'll reduce the heat to medium, toss them a few more times until they're hot through.
Secure the bombs.
Setting down my +1.
eliminated. Mission failure. Secure the bombs.
Swapping names.
Down to 10 seconds. Op 4 has found the bomb. 5 seconds to insertion. Bomb located by Op 4. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated. Secure the bombs. Bomb diffuser in place. Diffuser located. Disable it.
throughout. Taste them. Oh yeah, those are hot. You're gonna touch more salt to taste, just make sure they're nice and seasoned. And then you're gonna finish with about a tablespoon or so of lemon juice. Tossing to coat, heat off. That is your edamame.
As we're wrapping up all of our components, it's time for our sauces.
You could skip a ponzu sauce, but it's nice to have one on the side, and it's very simple to make. Half a cup of soy sauce, a quarter cup of yuzu juice, 2 tablespoons of mirin, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. Give it a little whisk, and then optionally, if you want, you can add a 2-inch square of kombu and 1 tablespoon of katsuobushi. And you can let this sit, honestly, overnight or at least about 10 to 15 minutes. After that has marinated, you're just simply going to strain that out, and you have a delicious ponzu ready to be used. This is my favorite part, and it's a little trashy, if I'm being honest, but I like a little spicy mayo. Sue me. It's like the American cheese of a cheeseburger. It's just good. 3/4 cup of Kewpie mayonnaise. You can make your own, totally. 2 tablespoons of sriracha, 1 teaspoon of gochujang, 2 teaspoons Sichuan peppercorn fresh ground. I know it's a lot. You can reduce it. You could also completely omit it.
Drone to locate a bomb. Your drone has found a bomb. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Sure. I'm in mood today.
The diffuser has been recovered.
One teaspoon of rice vinegar and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. And then you're gonna add a generous pinch of sugar and a generous pinch of salt. It's optimal if you whisk it just to help break that gochujang up, and you have a beautiful spicy mayo with numbing spice. The rice is done. Just make sure that when your rice finishes cooking, that you go ahead and gently get in there and fluff it right away. As it cools down, it's gonna become much more chewy, much more nice. I want the starches to gelatinize, which will only happen when it cools down a little bit. So fluff it, leave it out like this, let it cool a little bit, like 10 minutes before you use it. Green onion, you can slice this into rounds. I actually like to slice it into thin threads. So you're basically gonna cut it almost in line with the green onion itself, just slightly off. So you're gonna press that down nice and firm, and you're just gonna start working it. Slice as thinly as you can. Now you're gonna be left with these sort of like threads.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds. Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
You could honestly put these on as they are. I think they look a little bit like grass, and I want them to curl a little more. So you can optionally submerge them in some ice water. I have a mesh strainer set over an ice bath here, and you can just kind of lightly toss them. This does two things. It freshens up the flavor a little bit. It's not so spicy. Double set of paper towels here. Gently squeeze out some of that water, shake off the excess, and then spread them out, and then gently dab them off. Once they've started to dry off a little bit, they're going to beautifully curl like so. I mean, look at that. That's just dainty and nice. Don't we all just want to be dainty and nice? Last but not least, one more crunchy vegetable to add to our list is a beautiful spicy little radish. Slice. On a mandolin or slice with a knife, you're gonna cut it thinly, slightly less than a 1/4 inch. I want it nearly paper thin. It's funny, like some of these recipes will be like 1/2 cup of whole radishes, 2 cups of whole radishes. Dude, you're gonna end up with like 6 billion slices of radish. You really only need like maybe 4 to 5 medium-sized red radishes. Now, next you're gonna need 2 to 3 avocados that are perfectly ripe. How do you identify a ripe avocado? There should be a firmness that just barely gives when you press it. If there's like pits where your finger just like goes directly in the avocado, yeah, that avocado is fucked. And if the avocado feels like the firmness of, let's say, a rock, that's also not gonna work. Just putting that out there. Another way is, if you flick off the stem of the avocado and it's nice and vibrant green in there, that's usually a good sign, but it's not a guarantee. To work your avocado, you're first going to make an incision.
5 seconds before insertion. A bomb must be located and defused. You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser has been secured.
Swapping mates.
Activating drone.
Friendly, last operator standing. All friendlies have been eliminated.
Incision at the top, roll your knife around, and then meet that same incision using the seat in the middle to block your knife from going all the way through. So I made an incision all the way around this direction. Now I'm gonna 1/4 turn it and make an incision the other direction so that the avocado is perfectly quartered. That way when it splits this way, and then it splits this way. You're gonna repeat that with all your avocados, and then with the remaining seed, you just give it a light tap, twist, and pull it out. When you do peel these, I like to start at actually the top rather than the bottom of the avocado. For some reason, they tend to peel easier that way. You're gonna take a smaller knife. You can also do this with your larger knife. I hold it like a pencil, and then you just run it through, slice it like so. Repeat that with all your avocados. All right, all my avocados are cut. We are officially ready to assemble. So you're gonna lay down a nice layer of rice, followed by your marinated fish, some fresh sliced avocado, your edamame from earlier, your light pickled carrots, your thinly sliced radish, a nice healthy mound of your fried shallot, fresh sliced green onion, and optionally you can add some furikake. Then just serve that with your sauces on the side. I think I'm actually gonna go ponzu. I'm gonna hit my fish. Really, you can eat this however you want. The goal is to try to get a little bit of a bite of everything. Wow. The marinade on the fish is crazy. You don't even need the sauce. The marinade is obviously adding a ton of flavor to the fish, but it's also
Protect the bombs.
Reloading! Cover me!
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
I'm reloading!
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Bomb located by Op 4.
Shield ready. Station in place. Healing station in position.
Changing mags!
Station is deployed. Loading new mag!
Op 4, last operator standing. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated. seconds.
Place device.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
This will be fun. Placing explosives down! Reloading. My beauties are in place.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Mag change!
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful. Secure the bombs. Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
He shoots, he scores. That's a drone. Got us a new drone.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds and counting. Bomb located by Op 4.
Back here.
Reload.
firming it up. Because of the salt content in there, instead of like pickling or cooking it, it's drawing out some of the excess moisture and causing the tender flesh to become this just firm, delicious, nice texture while still being incredibly tender. And then all the flavors that are in here, the crunchy shallots, the nice, like sort of slightly sweet edamame, the creaminess from the avocado, and the sharp, tangy crunch from these beautiful pickled carrots. And that's carried by these slightly warm rice. Just like in sushi, a great nigiri piece should be cold fish on slightly warm rice. That is the perfect bite when it comes to nigiri. And it's the same thing with the poke bowl. You want your rice to be just ever so slightly warm. This is a healthy
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. We've dropped the diffuser. Last operator standing. All friendlies have been eliminated.
I have many chocolate chip cookie recipes, I'm gonna be honest with you. A few of them are world renowned, except I finally one-upped them. This is the best chocolate chip cookie recipe I have ever made. Something about the ratios that are in this cookie and the addition of a secret ingredient, which I'll show you, and all the different baking scenarios that I've tested, I've finally figured out what I think is consistently giving me the results I want. Every single time. So let's make it. We're gonna start by mixing our cookie dough, no fancy equipment required. Then we'll chill the dough for optimal flavor and texture. Chocolate chip cookies, you can't have it without chocolate. 3.5 ounces of dark chocolate, 70%, 60%, somewhere in that range. And then 3 ounces of milk chocolate. I would prefer to do all dark, but I find that people enjoy it and find it more palatable when it's mixed with milk. So you're gonna rough chop your chocolate, maybe 2 more passes. You can see how some of the chocolate from the chopping ends up like powderizing. I leave it in because then when you fold it into the dough, you get kind of this marble effect where the chocolate isn't just the little chunks of chocolate, but it's actually a part of the
location and defuse it.
Loading mag. Establishing link.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Time to put some ears.
Seconds remaining. 10 seconds left. Down to one friend. 5 seconds left. You're out of time. located a bomb. 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. You must recover the The diffuser has been recovered. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. You're down to one friendly. We have been eliminated. Protect the bombs. Op 4 located the bomb. Protect it.
Station prep. Shield deployed. Op 4, last stop standing.
locate a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Loading new mag!
the dough too. Now that the chocolate's out of the way, we can make our dough. Half a cup of white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. Break the brown sugar up and then whisk that together. Add a half cup of melted, unsalted butter, not browned. And most people will tell you, oh, you're not browning your butter in your cookies? This is not a good cookie recipe. Shut up. Every cookie recipe uses brown butter now. I don't know when this became a thing. Next, we're gonna add 1 whole egg. Crack that in, beat it quickly so that it emulsifies. We're gonna add another emulsifier, a whole egg yolk. So crack that carefully into a bowl so you don't pierce the yolk. You're gonna scoop it out with your hand like that. You can run it between your fingers so that the white falls below and then the yolk goes in. Now we're gonna beat this yolk in. Again, make sure that that's fully incorporated, fully emulsified. You know there's an emulsion present because it's creamy. It's one consistent texture. There's no oil or butter resting on top. Typically, you'll see dry ingredients added to the flour and then mixed in, but then you can sometimes end up with uneven distribution. So I actually add it to the liquid phase. A full teaspoon of kosher salt. If you use fine sea salt, then do a half teaspoon. A half teaspoon of baking soda. Whisk that in, and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So I have 1 cup plus 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We have all of our gram conversions on the website, joshweissman.com, links in the description for this specific one. Anyway, 1 cup plus 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna add half of that first, and I'm just gonna carefully stir that in using a rubber spatula. Once that's mostly incorporated, I'll add my other half, and I'll just gently stir and fold that together. Really important that you don't overmix this. I got my secret ingredient. I know what you're thinking, why are you putting chips in it? Guess what else is in the name? Chip. I actually didn't do it because of the play on words. I did it because it's good. Salty, sweet, crunchy contrast, and I realized that it made the cookies better, but it's a half cup of kettle-cooked plain salt potato chips. And you're gonna crush them by hand, as fine or as coarse as you want. I like to
protect the bombs.
Loading new mag. Reinforcing wall. Reloading! Cover me! Sending magnet. Magnet online.
One friendly operator remaining. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
To go to sort of a medium fine, somewhere in that range. Then you're gonna add all your chocolate and you're gonna fold that all together. Scoop under the dough, fold the dough over to the center and press down. And you're just gonna do that until everything's evenly incorporated. We're here to make it.
I haven't been to the grocery store in over a year, but I'm eating healthier than ever. Here's how I did it. Meal planning
Secure the bombs. Op 4, last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
room for more.
I'm reloading.
Adding my +1. They took the bait. Pulling you quickly.
There you are.
Swapping mags! Override is done.
One Op 4 remaining. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Good night. I'm gonna go get a new spatula. Cookie dough's done. Just cover this, put this in the fridge overnight. When you bake them warm, they spread and they're gonna get super thin. You're gonna go, Josh, your recipe sucks. I'm telling you now, my primary recommendation is to put it in the fridge. Please, for God's sake, if I see another f***ing comment of someone saying, I put the cookies in and they spread so much and they're so f***ed up. And then I go, well, what'd you do? And they go, well, I didn't put them in the fridge. Well, Jessica, you want to bake these from cold. But to make them easier to scoop, you can let them temper for about 10 to 15 minutes before scooping. But remember, cold dough equals a more even, less aggressive spread and a better bake. The one thing nobody seems to talk about is your cookie scoop size.
To locate a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Hey, watch your six.
Oh. Wait.
recovered. Location has been compromised. Drop the diffuser.
Loading new mag.
The diffuser is now secured. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. Down to one friendly. We have been eliminated.
It matters. It's going to change the end result of the cookie no matter what. If you have a really big size, then you have more surface area over center. If it's a really small one, you have the crispy exterior. There's a medium cookie scoop, 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. Then there's a large cookie scoop, which is more like close to 3 tablespoons. And then there's one that's not even a cookie scoop, an ice cream scoop. And this is a heaping third cup of a scoop. Let's talk about the regular cookie scoop. Baking sheet. Obviously, parchment's gonna go on here to help the parchment stick. A little spray of oil so that the parchment paper sticks. We have our chilled cookie dough. I always do a heaping scoop on these little cookie scoop guys just because they're so small. Pop it out, boom, there you go. You can fit more cookies per sheet than any other scoop on our list.
Now this smaller cookie scoop will do about 12 to a sheet and make a total of 20 to 24 cookies at that size. Each size you go up, you reduce the total yield by about 25% each step up.
This will go into the oven.
Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
Come out, wherever you are.
Diffuser is active. Protected at all costs. locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Seconds. 5 seconds before insertion. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Boogie's ready to shred.
Auto pusher is a go.
Lights on. Lights set.
Protect the bombs.
Wall reinforced.
Be advised, the bomb location has been compromised.
at 350 Fahrenheit for 8 to 9 minutes. We're now on to the large. You're gonna scoop the cookies just like you did before. Mound it on top, and pop that bad boy out. These are much bigger. Now you can only fit rows of 2. To even further protect against mishaps, I do 2, 1, 2, 1. Now our bake time changes. We're gonna put this in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit, 10 to 11 minutes. What you're looking for, especially with these cookies, is very specific. You want golden around the edges and slightly underdone in the center. Yes, underdone. It's very important. This is my optimal recommended choice for all cookies. It's big enough to be substantial, but small enough that you can make many of them. So now that these come out, we've flaky salted them. Now we're going to let them sit on the parchment paper.
Seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb the location and defuse it.
I've detected an enemy nearby.
Frag grenade out.
RCE Fateo out. Watch your ears. Nothing on radar.
For 5 minutes. And